happening again. Welcome. How are you? Live audience. We're here for Kill Tony 55, everybody. This is very exciting. It's good to be back in the States. I spent this weekend in Canada. It's good to be back here on Kill Tony, brought to you by... You hear that ringing? What is that?
That's the values that we have going on right here.
McDonald's, our lovely sponsor, has some awesome things out right now. A SeaWorld celebration. SeaWorld, text 26739 to SeaWorld for your chance to win a SeaWorld celebration. Sea of Surprises, brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. I spent this weekend in Canada, and I'm glad to be back.
Did you drink like we usually drink?
No,
because you're with Joe Rogan, and
Yeah.
you know.
I ate like a man.
Did you?
By date, I was there with Joe Rogan and Brian Callen, who's
Right.
also like a manly man. And
Right.
by day 2, I was in the hotel gym lifting weights. It was like the opposite of. It was like the opposite of one of our trips, where I'm just laying in bed like, why did I do that last night? I was like, I'm going to make my life better. So those guys are inspirational.
Did they get you to eat steak, though, or any kind of meat? Did you have a cheat day?
No, it's not cheating when you feel good from eating healthy. And so, no, I didn't have a cheat day. However, I did eat a lot of sushi. God, is that good stuff. Am I right, people? For those of you that can afford sushi in the room? A lot of rising comics here, so not a big sushi crowd, but they do love McDonald's, and me too. I'm loving it. The Quarter Pounder Burger. What's your choice today? Hashtag MyQP flavor. So you can tweet your favorite type of Quarter Pounder to McDonald's at hashtag MyQP flavor. That's an actual thing, by the way, that's on this box.
Who are those people that do that?
Crazy. Oh, you know what? I like mine with bacon and onions. Hashtag MyQP flavor. Like, why would they make it just a Quarter Pounder flavor? Why wouldn't it be hashtag MyBurger flavor? You know, then they would cover all the burgers. Why just a Quarter Pounder? You think that whistle could get taken care of by something in the back? Keep going for Josh Martin, everybody. At Josh Martin Comic, keeping an eye on things, always keeping us safe from everything. Yes, exactly. We have a big announcement that I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah.
This Friday, everybody, this is breaking news. This Friday, we're going to be doing our first and probably only Kill Tony from the Ice House. A very, very special event, 10 p.m., Ice House, with our guest, the powerful Joe Rogan, everybody, will be joining Kill Tony for the very first time. He refuses to come to the Comedy Store, as you probably know if you know anything about stand-up. So we're doing an Ice House there with him and his big, beautiful, strong mind. So,
we tried to get Joey Diaz on the same episode, but he couldn't make it, so we might have to come back and do another one with just Joey Diaz.
Yeah, which would also be so much fun. And he's the only other guy that refuses to come here. So we got to get these two super hilarious monsters in on the show. They love stand-up, so they totally would get it.
But if you're a comic, you could sign up tonight. Just talk to Josh about it, because it starts at 10 p.m. and you know, we want to. This show's going to sell out, so this is going to be a huge sold-out show. So it's going to be great for you guys to, you know, do a minute in front of a sold-out Joe Rogan audience.
And it's also going to be listened to by a lot of people. So if you get the chance to, if you have Friday night free, it's a great time to sign up.
Yeah, just don't fuck up, all right?
Yeah, you don't want to bomb in front of Joe Rogan, guys. That would be embarrassing. No, it'll be fun either way.
Probably don't want to steal any jokes either off the internet or anything like that.
You definitely don't want to do that. However, if you did do a minute of Carlos Mencia's material, that would be pretty funny.
But it would piss some other comics off, probably, that he stole those from. Never mind.
Anyway, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Thank you. Tonight, it's another fun show. I'm very excited. We always have a patriot to keep us safe and protect us from anything crazy that might happen. Our head of security tonight is a return patriot. He's one of our favorite patriots and one of the best. It's the Iron Patriot, everybody. Stoner Patriot. Pete Cornacchione. Superpower. Super pothead. We love him. He's the Iron Patriot. Many Patriots we've had, but this is the Patriot, one of our favorites. How you doing, Pete?
I'm loving it.
He's on Twitter at PDC, also a fan of McDonald's. How do you like your quarter pounder?
I like dank quarter pounds. I like 4 of them. That's a whole pound.
Wow, look at that.
He's doing math on that.
Who would have thought that the stoner doing math? But I guess if it's measuring out pot, then that makes sense. 4 quarter pounds do make up a pound. Hell yeah. It's good to see you're up to a 3rd grade math level. How are things?
Things are good, Tony.
Yeah?
Yes. I rode the train here.
You did?
Yes. With this gentleman.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We got stuck. I had to wait 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's surprised.
You didn't see me, but I saw you.
Right. He's surprised because he can't imagine that he wasn't wearing that suit when he was on the train.
No, I was.
You were?
Yes.
I
had to wear it the whole way here. I can't sit down.
I love it. You play it so real. Totally committed. Well, we're glad to have you back, Pete.
What happened to your car?
It's parked on the hill because I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you left your car here last night.
Indeed. And the night before.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Why even have a car?
Right.
I've been thinking about that.
Why have a car when those IKEA
Actually,
lights...
I did some more math besides the quarter pound math, and I could take 4 Ubers a week, and it would be cheaper than my car payment.
Well, there you go. That's all you need.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if you add in insurance, if you add in all the extra shit,
All that shit.
gas.
Uber X is amazing. I'd love for them
My
to be
car
a...
is like $800 a month if you include gas and all that shit.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
I never even thought about that. You could probably just live off Uber now, or Lyft even.
For sure.
The new mobile soccer app is available now at... Oh, shit.
Never mind.
At mcd.com. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Guys, our 2 guests tonight. I always have 2 of my funniest friends and 2 of my favorite comedians at the same time be guests on this show. One of them has done it 2 other times. He's from New York City. That's the great Mike Lawrence is here, everybody, and the amazing from Vince Vaughn's Wild West Comedy Tour and so many other great things, the great Bret Ernst, everybody. They are both here. Thank you, guys. Welcome. Good to have you. 2 of my favorite people. Welcome to the show. Bret, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good, Tony.
You been on the road a lot lately?
Yeah, just I just got back. Well, I guess does Tahoe count?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just came back from Tahoe.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It was actually nice.
Yeah. How about you, Mike? What's going on?
Things are good. You know, Spider-Man 2 had some good moments in it. I was upset at how the Rhino was underused. And Electro was basically the Riddler from Batman Forever. But, you know, he told jokes and saved people's lives, and that's the first time we've seen that in 5 Spider-Man movies. So I'm doing okay.
I didn't see the new Spider-Man movie, but have you seen Godzilla?
I fucking hated that movie so much.
The first one scarred me. The first remake that I didn't.
Oh,
bother
yeah.
to-
Dude.
Like Godzilla had calves.
Yeah.
In the remake, like in
He
90.
liked Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it was like, what is this?
They made him too likable. They gave him too round of a face, you know? So it was just like a giant green Barney. It wasn't intimidating at all.
But this movie, what they did was, in the trailer, it's nothing but Cranston, and then there's no fucking Bryan Cranston in it.
Right. Yeah.
Which pisses me off because I look like his failed stunt double. I'm really upset by that.
Did you see the new Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, it was great. I took
liked
tomorrow.
a lot,
That was
man.
great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Wow. Tom Cruise still doing it. Who would have thought his days of thunder are
The
still
weird,
continuing?
the weird thing, anytime Tom Cruise is in a science fiction movie, it's weird because what he actually believes is way more bizarre than any movie that he's ever been a part of.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'm fighting these made-up aliens because the real ones gave me opportunities.
Yeah, it would be like Tim Tebow starring in like a fucking Bible flick.
Oh, yeah.
I met him this weekend. I met
Tim?
Tim Tebow, yeah.
Good dude, right?
Yeah, it was cool. He was a very nice guy. It was at the UFC. I was at the live event in Vancouver, and I had just met him right? And then I go over to my seat, which is close to his. I was in the front because I was with Rogan. But anyway,
Who's
and
that?
then they put him.
Seth Rogen.
Oh,
They
Seth Rogen.
cut to Tim Tebow after I meet this super nice guy. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, I love stand-up comedy. Super nice to meet. And then they put him up on the jumbotron like 5 minutes after that, and the whole audience booed so much. I felt
I don't
so
get
bad for
why
him.
people hate this guy. He's not like.
Wait, he's a fan of stand-up comedy and he complimented you? Did he think you were one of Jeff Dunham's puppets?
No, he didn't compliment me. However, I actually auditioned to be one of his puppets, and they wouldn't take me.
You got to be more racist towards Muslims.
Oh, it is crazy what that guy can pull off.
Who profited more off 9/11 than Jeff Dunham?
I would say I'm not a mad. No, fucking yeah. But if you're a puppet, a cartoon, any of that type of shit, you get away with everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're a real life person, that ain't happening.
It's amazing. Jeff Dunham's just like, oh, I didn't say it. He said
Yeah,
it.
the
And then
puppet
If you're a cartoon, man, I wish I had that Porky Pig money. Fuck.
That's strong.
Heck yeah.
The merchandise that fucking guy's killing.
Oh,
it.
God,
Jeff
yeah.
Dunham?
No, the Porky Pig. He was saying if you
Oh,
had
yeah.
the Porky Pig
Yeah.
money.
Patriot, do you have any questions for our guests?
I actually do. I was doing some research today, and I know that you were a manager of McDonald's. Did you go to McDonald's University, or did you work your way up from the fry stand?
I worked there for 7.5 years.
Wow.
And I was never a manager, so you got your fucking facts wrong.
Oh.
You think you know me?
That question brought to you by our friends at McDonald's.
I know this right here, you
love it.
fucking piece of shit. You knew I worked there, and he has this right here. You fucking, like, is there a swastika inside this so you could offend me in 2 ways?
The home of the Golden Arches, McDonald's, where you can tell us what your choice flavor is today at #MyQPFlavor. Did you have a question for Bret, Patriot?
Well, I did have a question for Brent, but I was worried he's going to punch me in the throat. So, what's up with you punching people in the throat?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Did
never
you
really
punch-
hit anybody in the throat.
Your costume doesn't have a throat. I think you're fine.
I'm safe.
Why?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? I did hit a manager at McDonald's in the throat one time.
Boom! I
Wow.
read it on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, really. I
You
don't know where you got that
racist
from.
motherfucker. Haven't my people suffered enough? Haven't they suffered enough? And even your voice just reminds me of my voice in the drive-thru. This whole podcast
I'm loving it.
is so depressing.
I love it. Our buddy Josh Martin used to be the manager at a McDonald's as well. And now look at how far he's
Yeah, look
come.
at him now.
He's now in the back of the belly room, switching knobs on and off, just like in the deep fryer days. So all these McDonald's questions were unplanned, but I'm glad that we got some extra promotion in for our friends. Now, we are at episode 55 of Kill Tony. You guys know what it is. Stand-up comedians get the chance to do 1 minute on this stage, and then talk to us afterwards. We talk with you about the bits. Maybe it's some advice. Maybe we ask you questions, just know more about you. We just talk. And maybe you'll get some help out of it. Maybe you'll learn something new. Welcome to Kill Tony 55, guys. You know that you did a minute when you hear the sound of a kitty. Aw, that means you better wrap it up or you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. Yeah, angry bear, guys.
I just imagined a fat, bearded guy fucking a horse. That's what that sounded like.
There was a lot of extra animals in there. Obviously, the
The birds chirping.
yeah. I guess the bear's hibernating this time of the year, not being too aggressive. But so respect the time. Don't bring out the bear, guys. The listeners hate it. It's so loud when they listen to the podcast on headphones. So
And give each other the energy you're not giving us right now.
yeah,
So,
exactly. This is very, very mellow, but I'm excited that you guys are at least here. I think we got a lot of this audience from the Wax Museum on Hollywood Boulevard, but not very voluminous, but they're definitely present.
This isn't an Anna Gasteyer SNL sketch, so please give us some energy.
I love that you're burning Anna Gasteyer from SNL. She hasn't been on the show in 6
She was
or
my
7
manager
years.
at McDonald's. She was really mean to me all the time. So
Heck yeah. So let's get it started, guys. Are you ready for Kill Tony 55?
Kill him.
Here we go. Your first comedian doing a minute tonight, and then talking with my friends Bret, Mike, me, and Red Band, and the Patriot. Your first comedian is Tyler Misnarek, everybody. Here he comes.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever Spider-Man in the web anytime.
Hey, so Roman numerals. We still teach kids that, and I don't get that. I'm pretty sure the only reason we teach kids Roman numerals is so they can keep track of Super Bowls. That's all I figured out so far. That makes sense? It's a stupid, outdated system. We still teach people it. Like, if you were to write the number 38, it'd just be 38. But if you want to write it in Roman numerals, it's X, 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 V, I. It's stupid. You know who did invent Roman numerals? The guy who had to spend 4 hours chiseling that shit in the granite. Wasn't his thing. What really pissed me off, though, is like first grade, I just figured out like what letters are. I just figured out what numbers were. Then some asshole walks in and is like, hey, by the way, sometimes letters are numbers. Deal with that. It's life. That's it for me, guys. Thank you.
52 seconds of Tyler Misnarek talking about Roman numerals.
I'll give it that a VII out of X.
Thanks.
Yeah, Roman numerals were the first Common Core.
Common Core?
Yeah,
What's
the curriculum. No.
Yeah.
Does anybody,
from-
anybody
yeah.
fucking read the news?
Is that from Game of Thrones or something?
No, it's the new curriculum that's fucking up math and fucking everybody up. It's making it more complicated.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
stupid.
guess I'm an asshole for reading. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Why don't you guys got your smartphones? Google it.
Common Core.
I always
core,
like
core.
Oh, Common
the
Core.
nerd.
Yeah,
We'll just stick to the comic books.
The nerd in me gets so scared when a jock starts talking smart because I'm like, they're evolving. No,
I was a nerd.
I know, but you don't see.
I
You
was
seem,
captain of the debate team.
you
domestic
seem like
stamped. What's up, kids?
you
wanna
seem like
fucking
you
rock it?
beat the shit out of a nerd and then Mega Man his knowledge.
Yeah, fucking the Patriot thinks I hit people in the goddamn throat, and now you think I beat people up. God, you guys stop profiling me.
They're,
Anyways, I liked it. I thought it was good, man. To
Thank
do
you.
a minute is fucking. That's tough.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a great,
it's tough.
great joke, great premise. You know, good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love it. That might be the best.
I liked it. I mean, also good for you. I can't say like I'm not charming like this guy. But I think there's other places you could go with it. Do you have more to that? It's just like, what is it actually about? Like it was like it was all pleasant,
Yeah.
but it never evolved. It never transcended what it was. It was nice. It was Frasier funny.
Well, it would have transcended if you knew what Common Core was. Then it would have transcended. I think it would have been a nice political fucking joke, but you know.
I think it's interesting.
The guy who wrote it doesn't know what Common Core
Well, I
is.
think,
I know what Common Core
yeah,
is.
but
I know
I
the
think
Roman numerals.
I think it served its purpose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's more places you could go with it,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, then their numbers outlasted them. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, who would have thought that those crazy Roman gladiators would be like, they're so tough and amazing, but their form of math and numbers outlasted them and all of their armor.
I still think the Common Core would have been funnier.
Or that you have to really hate Arabs not to use their numbers and stick to the Roman ones.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like that one.
You could do something with triple X, maybe. That's
Yeah.
how triple X was, because it was 3 10s. Having a
Yeah, you don't want to watch triple X porn because
Was
girls who are
3
30 don't
sex?
turn you on.
I mean, even Roman movies about like 300 was written in American. It wasn't written in Roman numerals, and that was about Romans. So sometimes I don't know.
I think it was about the Greeks.
Yeah. It was
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
but I guess I'm a dick again.
All those greasy whatever they are.
What's the number 2 in Roman, or something maybe that like
I.
I took a number. I
I.
took a V. I took a number 2 or whatever.
What I was wondering about is like, because it's 3 is I, but then 4 is just IV. Like why does that? Why does it
Because
work
now you
like
have
that?
to subtract. The V means 5
Yeah.
and 1's less than.
I don't
What if
really.
you say you're
Fuck, I
H4
wish you knew what
positive?
Common Core was.
H4.
Maybe you're
positive.
H4 positive, you know?
There you go.
That's
There
a
you
good
go.
one. How long you been doing stand-up?
Also, we use them for Rocky movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Rocky 5 doesn't count, by the way.
Is that just to make Rocky seem
It
smart?
goes it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6.
Yeah.
5 is like the 13th floor on a building. Like, we know it's there, but you just don't talk about it, and it shouldn't even be fucking recognized.
You mean the one where the boxer has H4?
Yes, that one.
It's really hard to even watch that movie. They don't even play it on TV or anything.
So bad.
I love that his nickname is his real name is Tommy Gunn, and his nickname is the Machine. In case you didn't get it, and then in Rocky, and then in the last one, Rocky Balboa, the guy's name is Mason Dixon, and his nickname is the Line.
Wow.
I just imagine like Stallone, you know, because some people don't understand what we're talking about.
Tyler, fun stuff. Thank you
you.
so much.
I was
Keep,
impressed, man. Good shit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
stretch it out. Keep working on it.
Solid
and,
minute.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Tyler Mesnarek.
Thank you guys.
Good job, man.
He's on Twitter at Tyler Mesnarek, Meznarich. So say hi to him on Twitter, people. That's fun. Bret, I always ask every first-time guest this question. Mike, you've been on a couple times, so I think you've answered it. So I'll just ask Bret.
Yes, I find you attractive.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, moving on.
I would also thrill Tony.
Was there anything that you did when on stage when you first started stand-up that you can't believe you did or said or talked about? Like something
I
embarrassing.
lost.
Looking back at it?
Now it's going to look bad because we talked about the punching of the throat, and but I lost my temper. The first job I ever had, I was a house MC, and this guy just was being a drunk dick. I didn't even get I just said, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" You know, and he just started in on me, and I didn't know how to handle it. So I just brought the next guy up right away. And then I went in the back, and the manager was yelling at me, and a guy came up towards me, and I just lost my temper, and then I got fired. What's that?
Mega Man.
For the 4 podcast listeners that got that, that was a Red Band playing Mega Man.
You're 9 minutes behind. Previously on Kill Tony.
So what do you mean by lost your temper?
I got not physical with him, but we kind of threw him out. And then the manager caused a whole fucking commotion.
What if he was like, we threw him out from the
Like-
mortal coil that
No, I
we
meant
call life?
No, and then that was just very unprofessional, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And
You're saying everything except that you killed the guy.
No,
and it's
we
making
just-
me think that
the manager, the guy was being a dick. I mean, he was being a dick. I mean,
Yeah.
can I be honest with you? The only thing I was upset with, I wasn't upset with throwing him out.
Right.
I was upset with the way I handled it when I was on stage. It was just, and the guy that was opening, I didn't even do any time.
Right.
And that's pretty much like the first major fuck up of many.
Gotcha.
You know,
That's
I didn't put the show before me, so
Right.
to speak.
Right.
You know,
Gotcha.
yeah, which is a common mistake. A lot of new comics do.
Yeah, totally. They don't acknowledge it from on stage and set the tone.
Well, there's also the thing with comics and like L.A., New York is a different thing than being on the road. You know, L.A., New York are more showcase clubs, so you get guys doing 15 minutes, 20, depending on where you're at, and everybody follows each other. Where when you're on the road, there's actually a headliner that people fucking pay tickets,
Right.
one person, and the first guy is supposed to just warm everybody up
Yeah.
and
And
not fucking screw the show up and get
Where-
fired.
Where was this that you were the house
Boca
MC?
Raton. It was in Boca Raton, Florida.
Wow.
Boca Nuts. Remember that place? It became the
My
New York,
mom used to perform there.
and then it became the New York Comedy Club.
No, she literally did. My mom was a comic for 15 years.
What's your
Really?
mom? Who's your mom?
I'm the first joke she delivered. She,
Was that her joke or yours?
it's both of ours.
You guys co-wrote that together?
It's in their DNA.
It's the first time it hit. It was supposed to miscarry, but no. Yeah, she did Uncle Funnies and all that.
What's your mom's name?
Alice Coleman, named after the asshole she remarried.
Wow.
No, he's a great guy. No. But yeah, so she did comedy for a long time. And,
Wow.
We're both from South Florida. Well, I mean, I grew up in Jersey, but went to high school in Florida, and we both are. You're from Davie, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys know the legend Bert Kreischer growing up?
Of
in Florida?
course. Well, not growing up, but I knew him in Tallahassee.
And his nickname, much like Tommy Gunn, the Machine.
Bert's an old friend, man.
My mom saw Todd Barry at his first ever open mic
Wow.
in like 1986. Yeah.
Well, how did that go? Probably killed, huh?
No, she did okay. No, no, he was. Yeah, she said he was great, and then he fought. They did a co-headlining gig a few years after that, and they were going to pay her less, and he fought to make sure she got equal pay.
Wow.
Nice
So your
guy.
mom was a comedian. What did your dad do?
Her until she divorced him. He
Boom.
worked at a hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then they divorced. He didn't want her to be a comic.
I bet. Most people probably don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couples.
The same awkward tension that's in the room now was in my family for 20 years. Just so you know.
Well, nobody wants to be fucking, it's very hard to have a stable relationship and do stand-up, at a certain point in your career.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
but
hard.
I look back and I respect her a lot. She was a nurse and a comic and a mom all at the same time.
Amazing. That's
Let's give it up for your mom.
That's
Yeah.
tough. Mrs. Coleman, if
Coleman.
you're listening, Colin?
Yes, Coleman. You think she married Gary Coleman? He didn't have sex with her as much as he just crawled in her vagina and cried.
Your next comedian, a favorite here on Kill Tony. Very funny guy. It's been a few weeks since we've seen him. Put your hands together for Bret Banta, everybody.
Open Gangnam Style. Open Gangnam Style.
Hi, my name is Bret Banta. I don't like my name. I wish I had a name like a gladiator, like Maximus, Proximo, or Trattoria! The name Bret Banta really wouldn't work in the movie Gladiator. The king would be like, who will lead the armies to the north of Germania? Trattoria! No, I will, Bret Banta. I think NFL football players are kind of like gladiators. I like it when they say their name and where they went to school before the show. But I'd be too embarrassed to do that. It'd be like Peyton Manning, Tennessee, Jack Youngblood, TCU, Bret Banta, Georgia Tech, Louisiana Tech, ITT Tech, DeVry, University of Phoenix, online, art school. What would art school football sound like? What would that be like? Would they play on grass or canvas? The announcer would be like, yep, the Miami Hurricanes 100, the Cal Arts Abstracts 3. Miami's playing with the Wildcat offense. The Cal Arts Abstracts are playing with perspective.
Bret Banta, always fun. I love what's going on there.
Lots of witty banter.
Yeah.
Did you really go to all those different tech schools? Did you go to multiple tech schools?
Where did you go to?
I bounced around. I went to school in Florida. I went to a junior college in Florida, and then I went to a junior college in Colorado, and then I went to school out here at the Cal Arts Art.
What school in Florida?
I went to Pensacola Junior College.
Sounds competitive.
No, it was terrible. It was,
Isn't junior college high school? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I really think that it would be funnier if you actually said the names of those actual 3 schools that you went to. It makes it realer. And I was waiting.
I agree with Tony.
I was waiting for DeVry and University of Phoenix online,
Yeah,
and the techs. Like, there's. I mean, if you're gonna do it, keep it real, and that's actually gonna be funnier. Pensacola Junior College, some other junior college,
Yeah, Front Range,
and then
yeah.
finishing off at Cal Arts. Like, if you say it like how you just literally answer the question, Bret Banta. Pensacola, with your
Bret Banta's a badass name, like, and it sounds like one word, like Barbosa, Bret Banta, like
Yeah, I like
Bret
the name.
Banta.
I like
right?
the name Bret. It's a very strong name. Very masculine.
But
Two
you
T's
say
or one.
it.
They only gave me one.
That's the way to do it, dog.
Yeah.
People
Fuck
don't
yeah.
know. It's an androgynous name.
I saw.
2 T's is feminine. 1 T is masculine. Good for you. You're a man.
I saw his name on Melrose at the Improv, and I had to get 1 T, and I did do.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You
Dude.
did
Too many
you
2
did-
T's out there
I was stoked.
posing like 1 T's, man.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Some people add an extra T on my name. I'm like, no, they can't.
Yeah, they do that.
For you
shit.
listening to the podcast, Bret Banta just said that he saw Bret Ernst's name on the Improv and got so excited that he did a Tiger Woods arm pump.
I think you got to say your name slower because you say it fast and it does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, it does sound very badass.
Incredible
My name is-
hulky.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he.
The
has a-
prophecy has spoken of the legend Bret Banta. Bret Banta. Bret Banta. See, it's pretty cool.
from Cobra.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna say you got a cool. I said you got a cool ass name. With
Cobras.
Together, it did sound good. I agree with you. Be specific. Where you really? Why make up fucking Pensacola Junior College is 10 times funnier than fucking DeVry.
Totally. And then the audience will be able to feel the realness instead of them going, oh, he's just naming places over and over again. This is a jokey joke. If you keep it real on the thing, and but what I think is what makes it funny is the way that you answer it in the end. You go, and I finished up at Cal Arts. Like if you say that like that, because it's what the joke's about is how those guys say their names before NFL games, and they are always very specific.
And like, yeah, if you went to an Ivy League school, then you could throw those. But you're a fucking degenerate.
Yeah.
So you might as well ride.
Think
with
of
it.
the-
Yeah,
My
just be honest. You really fucking
My parents
crapped out in
went,
the.
my parents went to gnarly Ivy League schools, and then that was it. I went to
And you're,
That's it, dude. That's
Think of
fucking
the horrible woman you'll get to fuck when someone yells out, I went to Pensacola Junior College too.
right. Yeah.
So wait, you said Pensacola.
And
where
she'll
else?
get to be
I went
Betty
to
Banta.
Pensacola
Junior college.
I went to Front Range in Boulder,
Oh fuck.
and then I went to Cal Arts. In
Yeah, there you go, dude. There's your
You
three.
know
anyways.
anything like Bret Banta sounds like Bruce Banner?
Yeah, it does. It's a good superhero alias.
Yeah.
I think you got a cool fucking name, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Especially the first one is really fucking.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I like that when he says that, Brett Van.
Yeah.
Enough of this banter.
I had the Witty Banta line. I got nothing. What the fuck? Did I have my name on this show?
I don't think they like us.
But
Yeah.
that's really funny
Or
stuff.
me.
The football thing and the first thing, and it's still with the football thing. You can go right into that arts thing afterwards, since you actually did finish up at art school. How's that going for you? You ever use that degree for anything?
I did, but I don't want to anymore. I mean, yeah, it's
What
like
the fuck you gonna do with it?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's kind of.
It's like communications. It's fucking useless. Unless you want to
What
teach.
always blows my mind is why do people finish and get an art degree when after probably about a year in art school you should be able to just make a degree
Yeah.
good enough to just
Say,
fucking.
I like how you're thinking, Tony. A little
Yeah.
counter
Look at
the
it.
action.
You know, like the mild mannered disposition of him and the last guy. Like comedy doesn't get enough credit for how many shootings it prevents. You know?
Absolutely, no, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot with the art school football thing too. Like, you know,
That was funny. The
when they
last
draw
line,
up
yeah.
plays, they must look fucking amazing.
Ah,
Just on the chalkboard.
I
right.
think do a thing on like uniforms. Like, are they
Yeah.
well designed? You know, like, or how would that be? What would art school football be like?
But then again, you don't
Flag
want to beat the
football.
premise up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're just one thing over to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're staying in the pocket, which is good. How long you been doing stand up?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah. Usually 2-year comics that get out of the pocket. You know, they make a joke, but you're staying in it.
Yeah.
Which is good, man. You know. Yeah, fucking again, man. I think doing under 3 minutes is probably the most difficult thing in comedy,
No doubt about it.
hands down.
Bret Banta, everybody, did it again.
One T, Bret with one T.
One of our favorites here.
Strong.
He's on Twitter at Bret J Banta, 1T, J Banta, Banta.
It'd be funny if you spelled Banta with 2 T's.
One of our favorites here. Always hilarious jokes. Let's keep this fun train moving along. Your next comedian goes by the name of Chris Levkolich.
Yeah.
Here's Chris.
Thank you. I read a story recently about a British soldier in 1918 who had the opportunity to kill Hitler. Like, he had him at gunpoint, and he let him go, right? I was like, that's mind-blowing to me. Like, how do you... the only way I can reconcile that is the fact that no matter what happens for the rest of your life, nothing is going to be worse than the day you let Hitler go. Like, nothing at all. You'd be like, I just lost my job, my girlfriend left me, my house burned down, totaled my car, and it's like, well, not as bad as the day I let Hitler go. I feel like the only thing worse would be if you had another chance to kill Hitler, and then you let him go again. You were like, motherfucker. Ah, shit, he got away. You know what? That guy, there's something about him. I like his eyes. Thank you very much.
Fuck yeah.
I see a different angle. You'll never win an argument again.
Yeah.
Like, you can never be right. Like, you lose all kind of fucking credibility.
Right.
Like, you're arguing with your wife. You're like, you know what? She's like, listen, honey, I don't feel like doing this. She's like, well, whatever. You let fucking Hitler go, asshole.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah.
Like...
What
you
about
caused millions of deaths. Congratulations, asshole.
Oh, yeah. And it'll always be the thing
you can never shake that.
That, and it'll also be the thing that people know about you before you meet them. Like when a friend's introducing you, like it's always going to be, hey, this is Chris. He's the one that I told you about earlier.
That's Chris.
He's the first person to feel guilty for going to a synagogue for 2 reasons. Or like, I think what was missing is I think you should create a reason as to why he didn't. Because like the idea of him seeing him again and all that's funny.
The true story is Hitler was actually injured, and he wanted to spare the guy's life because it was a young Hitler. It was 1918, so it was like 20
because he
years
was a
ago.
soldier. That's where his kid came from.
So what if he was
France,
like,
right?
what if he was like, I'm not gonna kill Hitler. What am I, a monster? But something like that. Or like if he thought his mustache was adorable or something.
I don't think he was rocking it then. Was he rocking that
Probably
shit
not.
then?
No, but he had already been rejected from art school. That is a kicked out of art school mustache.
There's an art school joke with Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Hitler actually drew a picture about it. Like he painted a picture of the guy.
Of the guy letting him go?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't there like a comic book origin of a villain? Like, isn't there something to make a metaphor with that, even in history, where somebody got let go in a movie and they end up coming back?
Well, the burglar in Amazing Fantasy 15, which is the first appearance of Spider-Man, he lets him go,
like,
and then he shoots
like
Uncle Ben.
Uncle.
Uncle Ben, which makes a great rice, and he realizes that with great power comes great responsibility.
He let the fucking guy that killed Uncle Ben go.
At the end, you said I let him go because he had nice eyes. You could say he had nice baby blue eyes.
Oh wait, here we go. Check it. So now, okay, it's a.
What if this
guy
had...
like he could have used it for motivation to be a suit? Like he spends the rest of his life trying to make it up to the world that he let Hitler go. Like Spider-Man. So now he fights fucking Germans for no reason.
What if the dude had blonde hair and blue eyes, and that's why Hitler thinks that's the ideal kind of person?
Oh.
Now we're writing a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Fuck this joke. Let's go.
And he finds out the guy's Jewish or something.
Yeah.
Right? And it torments him.
Did we just come up with a prequel for Valkyrie? Is that what we just
think
did?
we did.
Wow.
Anyways, it's a deep joke. A lot of layers.
Yeah, definitely. I did not see
Not
it
even
going
I.
this far. Anyway.
We just came up with 10 different History Channel specials.
Yeah,
like
we did.
literally.
And all of them would be more accurate than the shit they put on now.
The man who let Hitler go.
You know what I mean? God, I hate those fucking history.
Bret really like, they don't follow the Common Core.
Nah, you know what it is? Is that they lie on those. They're always adding fucking dialogue.
You mean like mermaids being alive?
And you end up watching it. You're like, are they real?
That's what I love, Bret. You remind me of the guy in the Spider-Man movie who cheers Spider-Man on at the end. Like, go get him, Spidey! Do it for the towers!
Well, dude, you're fucking joking. Is that a joke? That was me, dude.
That really was you?
Yeah, that was fucking me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's serious.
You were in Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm the guy fucking going Spider. That was me.
Wow, that was...
Well, I just want to say...
You're pretty observational.
That character of guy who cheers on Spider-Man goes against 50 years of continuity in which New York always hated Spider-Man because of J. Jonah Jameson's tutorial.
Well, I took artistic I took like I improv that.
You improv ruining my childhood? Is that what you did? They're supposed to hate Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, I know, but I didn't feel like this guy would hate Spider-Man.
You know that
Spider-Man.
You know the citizens of New York are wishy-washy because they hate him and then love him like 5 times in that movie.
Yeah, it's the same thing they do with the Giants and the Yankees and every other fucking team.
Yeah.
Chris, keep working on it, man.
So you're in Spider-Man 1?
You gotta, you gotta.
That was believable. I would have believed that. You know.
Well, I mean, I am a good actor. Thank you.
You know, I can imagine Sam Raimi saw you at a Boca Raton open mic after you threatened to kill him, and he's like, "I'll put you in Spider-Man. Don't hurt me."
By the way, you know who was in Spider-Man?
Joey Diaz.
Uncle
was
Joey
in Spider-Man.
Diaz was in
Dude,
fucking
great.
Spider-Man.
And Jim Norton.
To Spider-Man, you have to get through me first.
Yeah.
Cocksucker.
And my favorite wrestler of all time, the Macho Man Randy Savage, was also the Bone Crusher, right?
No, here's the funny
Bonesaw.
thing, which you won't laugh at, but his character's name was Bonesaw McGraw in the movie, but in the original 1962 comic, it was Crusher Hogan, but he hated Hulk Hogan so much he refused to go by that name.
Wow.
Now, didn't Hogan get
Rap
that
album
name
goes
from him?
deep.
From Crusher Hogan?
It wasn't so much that, it was that Vince McMahon Sr. fetishized Irish people and wanted to give him an Irish name.
Even though he was an Italian.
Yes, Terry
The
Bollea.
plot thinkins.
right.
Anyways, good shit, dude.
There you
Does
go.
any woman in here have any wetness in their vagina at this point? I just...
Show of hands.
All the women left 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much. That's Chris Levkolich.
Yeah, the samurai sword and the fucking toy are always a good enticer. Women love that.
See,
yeah.
Hitler's are that was another, could have been a shooting.
Mm-hmm.
We're saving lives here.
Absolutely.
You know what Bret was in that was really, really good? Weeds. He played a bad gangster.
Yeah, thank you.
Right before the show got bad.
Yeah, right before it jumped the shark. I was the shark.
Yeah. What was it at the season where they moved to Mexico, or was it?
No, it was the end of 2, beginning of 3.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was your
we were
fault.
in a house and like fucking. I was Armenian and I killed her husband. Those are the only episodes I watched.
You played an Armenian?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Any connecting eyebrow ethnicity. That's who I go in on.
Bret Ernst, shades of a greaseball.
Any giddy shit, any of that stuff.
Now, do you get threaded, or do you just Gillette it off?
I get 'em. I get this. It's a different type of wax. It's the wax. Women will know what I'm talking about. It dries and then they rip it off. It's not with the cloth. I try to do threading. It's too much. Listen, I'm an adult. I groom. That's what I do.
Speaking of waxing, I got to tell you that I saw something amazing today that I want to share with you guys. I went to the car wash, and Denzel Washington is there. He had just come back to pick up his car. His car was getting washed, there's a Mexican manager of the car wash who goes, thank you, so nice to meet you. I watched Denzel get in his car. This is all happening 10 feet from me. Denzel gets
Can you do that Mexican impression again? That was pretty fun.
Thank you, nice to meet you. He really was just like that. I know that's
Carlos
so
Mencia ain't got
stereotypical.
nothing on you.
That's right. I'm actually more Mexican than Carlos.
Aye, aye.
0%, but I ate a quesadilla a few days ago. Anyway.
You have some Mexican in you then.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So Denzel's there, and he gets in his car. Oh, thank you so much. And Denzel ignores his thank you, and I see he's running his finger along the underside of the inside of the car, and then he looks at his finger, and he goes, you guys didn't wash my car. And the guy's like, oh, no, we washed it. And he starts running his finger along under other things, and he gets out of the car, and the guy's like, no, we washed it. He goes, no, you didn't wash it. I brought it here clean for you to wash the inside and the outside and then wax it. And it looks great, but you guys didn't wash it. So don't tell me that you washed it. You just waxed it. You waxed it, an already clean car. He goes, no, we washed it. Denzel gets out, opens up his hood, lifts it up, runs his finger along the underside of the hood, and looking at it, and he goes, there's no water under this hood. You didn't wash my car, else there'd be some remnants of water under here. And he's like, no, we washed it. It does already.
Did it go through the fucking thing?
Yeah, well, that's what the guy said, but I don't know if they did. I think Denzel may have been right about this. Even though the car looked fucking magnificent, he was proving his point that they didn't wash it.
So you got to watch Denzel be intense in
Well,
person.
Exactly. No, I swear to God.
That's like watching a Kardashian fuck a black person. Like you got to see someone who is the best at something be the best at it in that moment.
No,
That's incredible.
And it just kept getting better and better. He goes, and there'd be water under the hood if you guys washed it. Well, it's a hot day. The water probably dry. And that's when Denzel really gets overdrive Denzel.
Well, he was pissed that the Mexican just became Jewish for no reason.
You mean to tell me? Did he do all that shit?
No.
You mean to tell me?
No, better than that.
He just went, is it washed? He always does that.
Maybe the guy was a good dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What if
Maybe
it
the guy
just
was like,
dried?
"Yo, I know how to fucking dry."
But they don't dry under the hood. You know that.
Well, hey, I'm taking Denzel's part on this one. But I mean, didn't he watch the car?
But
go
here's
through
the great
fucking
part.
thing? Right.
Hear me out on this, guys. Is that he goes, there'd be water under the hood if you washed it. Mexican guy goes, no, it's a hot day. The water could have dried. He goes, now you're just making excuses. And that's when I'm glancing at the people that are sitting on this bench next to me, all of us pretending like Denzel isn't 7 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Blatantly Denzel. One of those guys that's like 6'3" or 4, you know what I mean, and thick. They're built like stars. So you're not like, is this some guy that looks like Denzel? You feel like that for 5 seconds. Racist, inner self, where it's like, oh, that guy, is that Denzel Washington? And then it hits you. You're like, oh, fuck, that's definitely
just another black
Denzel
guy.
Washington.
Well, how did that become racist?
Did he
just morph into a regular black guy?
No, I'm saying there's that moment where you see a black guy that looks like Denzel, and you're like, oh my god, is that Denzel? Because you relate it. But then you're like, oh shit, no, it's actually Denzel. It's not really racist.
And then we later find out it was just Reginald Vell Johnson from Family Matters the whole time. I was a police officer for 25 years.
But Denzel didn't.
I helped John McClane secure Nakatomi Plaza, motherfucker.
Denzel didn't want a free car wash. He didn't want money back. He just wanted to let the guy know
that he
knew that they didn't wash their car. And it was the most amazing fucking thing. An unbelievably, oh my god, it was a fucking unbelievably beautiful, one of those giant old Chevelles, like muscle, but the color of the car. The color of the car was what really was amazing. It was like a light yellow banana, like a light banana, not deep, bright yellow. This beautiful light tone, almost like like butter. Absolutely.
You know that later that day,
fucking perfect.
He went to Mexico to bomb that guy's village, and was just like, "Is it clean now? It's clean now, isn't it?"
But what was amazing was that it started with the guy going, just wanted to let you know I appreciate you coming here. And Denzel just, from the very beginning as he's saying that, not going, oh, thank you. Denzel doesn't give a fuck.
He took the window of the compliment.
He doesn't need your compliment. Right, through a window, by the way, because he was in the car when that happened. And
I always watch the car. I always watch my car go in. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't understand
for that.
I doubt they would really
stay.
skip that part. Like
Yeah,
they would
how the
still
fuck
just
would he
run
just
it
pull it all the way
through.
around?
Yeah, why would they do that? They wouldn't do that. I'm kind
he
of.
was running his finger into the shit, and the guy looked too, and he went in with the rag. Oh, I'll get it now. And he got in the car. But when Denzel got out and he got in, Denzel opened that fucking hood, and the storyline got better. There's no water under the.
Now, what was more entertaining? Watching that or somebody watching, like, who's this creepy dude in a sweater fucking staring at Denzel? You're like,
right.
I mean, really,
all of us were.
I've been there.
The people next to me had their camera out. They're like, I can't fucking believe it.
Who'd you ever mark out on? I'll tell you who I creep.
Oh.
I creeped Stallone out.
Really?
Yeah, and Piper when he first got
That's
here.
so funny you say Piper, because my biggest mark out ever, even though it happened quick, was Bret the Hitman Hart, who was hanging out with Roddy Piper right downstairs here.
Bret.
He was hanging out with Bret Hart, and I was walking to the back to smoke pot. This is downstairs, so you go.
Wait, you smoke weed?
Yeah, so you go through the kitchen. You go through the kitchen, and there's a little side room there that you normally just walk by when you're going straight out the back door. But Piper and Bret Hart were there, and there was a sewing machine, and I think there still is, on the right-hand side there against the wall. So it's against the wall, but you don't even notice it. It's right next to the door. But when I saw a leather jacket out of the corner of my eye, and then in my peripheral, it happened fast. You see stringy black hair,
the wet hair,
the stringy wet hair, and I swear to God, it was exactly like that. And then I saw his face, and I literally fell, like it physically pushed me like a hard breeze into the sewing machine, and I'm just, oh, sorry, hello.
Yeah, Bret Hart really does have the hair of like a stripper who had to work a double.
Yeah, definitely. Super greasy.
Looks so terrible.
Yeah, my wife was like, because I never really cared about that type of shit. I mean, especially being in the business so long. And when I saw Piper, I freaked out.
Oh, yeah,
She
totally.
didn't even know who he was.
Pro wrestlers hit comedians.
Anybody from my childhood,
Yeah.
I freak out over.
Especially
like
pro
when I went to
wrestlers
Disney
for
World
me.
and I saw Mickey. That fucking freaked me out, man.
Your next comedian goes by the name of Joe Carl.
What's up, guys? Any Jews in the house? Anyone? Nothing bad ever happened from outing yourself as a Jew? Don't get scared. I'm actually half German, half Palestinian. And although I was bred like a Shih Tzu Chihuahua to hate you, I love everyone. I even do a lot of bar mitzvah shows and shalom festivals, and sometimes I kill, and sometimes I bomb. It really just depends on what side of the family comes out that night. By the way, I've been working on the bit for a while, and not once has anyone called me on the fact that there's no such thing as a Shalom Festival. I kind of want to find out what that is, because now I'm actually interested in it, like what lay Gentile doesn't know about.
Fuck yeah, there you go. 49 seconds of Joe Carl. All right. The Shalom Festival thing, I mean, there's got to be something.
I like the bomb and kill part.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Shalom Festival name.
Right. Yeah.
But the bomb and kill idea is good.
How long you been doing stand-up?
I'm back in it for about a month and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could tell you kind of new, but
yeah. Yeah.
I see. The thing is, up front, when you greeted us, I didn't know if you were Jewish.
Oh yeah.
That's why So that, but then you made the Jewish joke. I mean,
I could see the blood on your hands. Don't worry.
Which
he knew. He hit me and he said, "Nah,
he's not the one of us." It's like I'm German and Palestinian. Yeah, we control show business. Like things you might not want to say out loud.
I think there's something about that, though. I think there's totally something in that you could totally pass as a Jewish guy, and I think that there's a joke in that.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. If you identify, if you establish that up front that you're not,
right,
or just say I just go in, I'm German and half Palestinian. People think I'm Jewish and go that way.
I mean, I would say just dig deeper, because the bomb and kill thing is
one part.
Well, then it's just
clever.
It is like a month and a half in joke, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're a month and a half in. But just start to think more, and I mean, this is the best thing about starting, and I'm sure you'll probably agree, is that you get to fail as much as you want, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
right.
So experiment and tinker. Look up every thing about Palestinians and Germans and your life, and I just feel like I've heard that Muslim equals bomb so many times, and I feel like you can go further than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's still a unique angle, I think.
And the way that you look.
The German and the Palestinian.
I think you should say something like, and especially as an opener, since you're only a month and a half in, you're going to want to acknowledge the way that you look. So I think an interesting way is, you could do it anyway. Like, I look Jewish, or you could even say something like, I know what you guys are thinking, another Jewish comedian. I'm actually half Palestinian, half German, but this is, God.
What side do you relate to more?
The American side.
Well, no.
That was funny.
I'm serious. Like, what side? Like,
I mean, both equally. My parents still loved each other, so I don't know.
Well, then what I'm saying, like, I'm.
Wait, you want to be a comedian and your parents loved each other? Ugh. Good luck with that.
No, I don't really.
What I meant is that, like, is there an ethnic background there? Or are you just like, for instance, like, I'm mostly.
Oh yeah.
I'm mostly Italian. I grew up in an Italian household, and it was very thick in tradition and all that other stuff, but I'm still American, but I relate more to that than my German side.
Here's the thing, it's like exactly even. Like, my mom's from Mississippi, and my dad's actually from Palestine.
Well, see, I'll tell you, there's a lot of great Arab. I made a joke about him before, but Ahmed and a lot of those other guys. I don't know if you ever watched them, but they dig into areas sometimes that they go a certain way, and you think, and then they go a little deeper. Aaron Cater's a good one like that too.
Connect with your German side.
Or you can even talk about like how the Palestinian and the person from Mississippi got together through their shared love of anti-Semitism.
You know what? Here's the thing. Most of my jokes have nothing to do with Arab or German or anything. Like, that's strictly
but it's a minute,
an opener.
so you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to get into.
That's why. Because I'm not actually big on.
Well, let me tell you what to do, man. Because I'm more of a storyteller, bro. I really am. Spend that minute and just go into a story, and whether it hits or not, just. But see, it's so hard to do it at a month and even a year or 3 years, because you still know you're on stage. Mm-hmm. It's like after 11, 12 when you really start to fucking see the matrix, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But the thing too is that.
But it's great stuff. I mean, you have a good area to fucking dig in.
Yeah.
But do you think that was one of your better jokes or not?
Yeah, it's my opener. It's typically my opener, and then I go into stuff that has nothing to do with ethnicity.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, That's my wife over there. She's a teacher, and she went from being like super into you whenever you mentioned Common Core, and then you said it sucked, and then she like instantly the
Why do you like
glaze
it?
over her
I used
eyes.
to teach too. It's terrible.
She-
Every teacher I know that's
her
experienced
entire
fucking
career
hates it.
surrounds like being a Common Core leader.
Is
And
that
she
what-
was like, oh, he
If
knows
you-
about
have,
it.
Have you seen a Common Core math problem?
Is that what Louis C.K. was tweeting
yes,
about the other
yes,
day?
it's fucking
Yeah.
garbage. And I'll.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I'm saying the mathematics is fucking garbage, and anybody that defends it has never
No,
been in a
math is,
classroom.
math is dumb
I have.
anyway. It's always been dumb since the invention of a calculator. Now that we have an iPhone, why do we need to do math anymore? There's no math necessary.
Are you fucking serious?
Like you need like.
How do you think you got the fucking calculator and the fucking thing?
No. I'm
They
talking
can't get
about
rid of math.
I'm talking about forced math. I'm talking about when you're in college and you're taking algebra 3 for some reason for an English degree.
Yeah, I agree with
Like,
that
there's
shit
no
too,
reason
man.
for that shit.
No,
That shit
I
is
suck at
hilarious,
math.
Tony.
Fucking
How long
shit.
have you been married for?
3 years. Yeah,
Good for you.
3 years.
Wow.
I like it. You had to look at her for approval of
3
that.
years.
Isn't he kind of like a Woody Harrelson from True Detective vibe? I like it. Right. God damn it, Cole.
I agree though.
Barbosa.
They shouldn't force you to take fucking geometry and shit.
I
hated it.
I could get a degree today if I took 2 more math classes.
It sucks.
But I don't
Basic
get a
college
degree
algebra,
anyway.
I failed 3 times.
We were talking about the what's his face earlier that said all like the MITs and the DeVrys and stuff. There was a teacher in New York, forget what school, but it was like a DeVry that just got caught. 29 years she's been a teacher with them, and she doesn't have a degree. So she was just. She was the
dean, and
Just
she
the
just
dean
got-
of the college.
And
doesn't
she
have a
still
degree.
does she still get a pension?
Huh? No, she got fired.
They
And
fired her.
And it's just hilarious that shows you right there like how unimportant it is.
Oh yeah, it's all bullshit.
Well, I don't think it was DeVry. I think it was something like that though.
Yeah, teachers suck, man.
What did you do up until this point, Joe?
He's like me every night, and then he just leaves. That'd be the best thing ever.
I work in production. I moved out here 4 years ago.
What part of production?
I'm a producer in the motion graphics industry.
Oh.
Math.
Commercials, advertising, copywriting. Yeah, I actually moved. I actually used to come visit here, and I came here with my fake ID whenever I was like 19, and that was right before you guys did the Wild West thing. So you guys were here all the time. You guys were like the first comics I ever saw.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Well, I'm glad, man,
Fuck
that,
yeah, Joe.
that you're here now.
You doing a
Permanently.
lot of spots, or are you being lazy?
No, I'm in it. It's every week now.
Every week?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like 3 times a week.
All right.
Well, come on. What do you want him to do? It's fucking tough, man. It's
true.
tough to get stage time, bro. That's why
7
he's
to
here
10
doing
a week.
fucking
or
minute.
You
at
could do
least
it.
7 to 10 a week.
You could
You
do
got
that.
to be doing at least 7, I think.
Yeah, do 7 1-minute sets.
No.
And hopefully,
But
in
no, but
fucking
it's a
10
different
years,
set.
you'll get 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you never truly try, then you never truly fail. And I don't think 3 times a week is truly trying.
I agree.
If there's a website, I don't know what it's called anymore. You might be able
remember
to
that
remember.
website.
There was a website that listed all the open mics.
Well,
every
there's
day.
Comedy
Bureau
Bureau now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of it.
Bad Slava. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, I know you have a job and everything, but I feel like you got at least like 5 to 7, or it's not worth it.
Submerge
It's a hobbyist. Yeah.
I agree.
Ha Cafe has it every day. It
Depends
costs
on-
$5. It
I go to
sucks.
Sal's a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime I can.
There's
Yeah.
places everywhere. There's
And it's going to
3
start
open-
off,
How long have you
quantity
been doing
over
it?
quality, and then you'll realize.
7 years.
Yeah.
Seven,
A little
how
more
about
than
you?
7.
9 in November.
11, but I took 3 years off.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been doing it a long time. It seems like now, I don't know if there's more or less stage time now.
Yeah, I talked to you guys about it last time I got up. I did it for a year, like hardcore. That was when I was living out here by myself, and I went 7, 8 times a week.
You got to do more spots. You got to want
Yeah.
to go out and do spots.
Yeah,
and if
absolutely.
you don't want that, then
But
you're
the
just
other
going to
thing
end up
too
doing
is
it.
also utilize it, man. A lot
Yeah.
of people come in and they get their time and they dial it in.
Yeah.
You know, like every fucking spot is valuable.
Yeah.
And don't think it's just the material either. Sometimes it's just being on there and being in the moment that you got to focus on. You know, but it's hard. It's hard to figure it out in a year.
And if you're
Yeah.
doing if you can only do 3 a week, then you got to be writing a lot. You got to be trying new stuff. You got to record your sets and listen
It's a
to
good
them.
question. Do you write on stage or off stage?
Off stage.
You
Yeah.
write off
I
stage?
mean,
You're more to
I
the
work
words?
as a writer, so yeah.
Yeah. That's probably I think you could be writing one.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, good job, Joe.
Stop being late. No, I'm just kidding.
Stay in.
All right, guys.
Stay in it. Live your dreams, Joe.
Give it up to his wife.
Joe
Teaching
Carl.
the youth.
He's on Twitter at JoeCarl_AS. What's the AS stand for? Wow.
Is that German or Palestinian?
Wait, what do you say? Ass soccer?
No,
Abu Soccer.
Abu Soccer.
Abu Soccer.
Why not use your real name?
It's long and, like I said,
But it's unique.
it is.
Is Carl your middle name? Yeah. Wow, what a terrible
Be
middle
yourself.
name.
I would say use your real name. Abu Soccer.
That's
Right
the-
there, it's interesting.
That's the worst middle name ever, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wants to hear.
but-
And coming up next, what is it? How do you say?
Ass soccer.
Ass muncher.
There's already enough fakeness in Los Angeles. People should
No, but
use
I
their
agree.
real
Then
names.
people after a while
agree.
will know it.
Yeah, it's
it.
catchy.
Yeah. And
You
your
know-
opener is everybody fucking your name up.
Do you remember when Zach Carl was in the 3 Hangover movies?
Exactly. I love that. I'm a big believer in that. A few morons have told me to change my last name, and you definitely.
What is it? Hedgecliff?
Hinchcliffe.
Hedgecliff?
You're about to say Heathcliff, right?
I'm a big believer in make them learn it, make them learn how to spell it, make them love it, then change it, or else they'd be boring Anthony Michael, which would suck.
That's why my whole cause is to get that one T fucking recognized.
Unlike Brett Butler.
I know.
2 T's. Your next comedian's name is Sean K.
That's easy.
Bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Oh, bitch.
How's everybody doing? I actually said to myself, the only way I would truly know I'm funny is if I can make Denzel Washington break character. That's one thing in my mind. But it's funny, man. I gotta apologize, guys. See, I'm not the same when I don't sleep. I get a little bit out of character, like Mel Gibson on a good day. See, my friends, they all hate me and they all complain that they say I start acting like the Wendy Williams show because whenever I don't sleep, I don't know if you guys ever seen the Snickers commercial, but I turn into an old angry black woman when I don't sleep. And it's really strange because my mother's even worse. When she doesn't sleep, she turns into Kanye West, and I'm like, here, Mom, you need a Snickers bar. You're not the same when you don't sleep. And yeah, I'm just like, here's 2 cups of coffee, 3 packs of sugar. Just wake up, Mr. West. And people say that white people don't hit their kids. That's true. My mom never used to hit me. She'd just throw the heaviest thing at me and hope to God it would knock me out. Like broomsticks, chandeliers, my father, whatever that was close to her, she'd try to hit me with. That's it.
All right, Sean K. Hitting the full minute. We heard the kitty meow for the first time tonight. All right, Sean, you're missing punchlines. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you brought up Kanye, but you did nothing with it. Your mom being Kanye.
You set up a lot of premises.
It was let's go, Denzel Washington, Mel Gibson, Wendy Williams, Kanye West. You basically just did a modern We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah.
No,
You just dropped a lot of names.
No, it's what I was gonna say is like I feel what last time was I was like really uncomfortable on stage, and today I felt like even though I didn't get as much laughs as I did, I felt like much more comfortable. And I
great.
feel like to me like that's just growth in itself. I mean,
First of all,
yeah.
that's what I want to comment. Strong head of hair. Fucking
Yeah.
like
Thank
it.
you.
The
Second
top of
all,
his head looks like the bottom of my chin.
fucking strong.
Yeah. When I heard you say Wendy, I wasn't thinking you were going to say Wendy Williams. I thought you were going to say you look like Wendy from Wendy's. Fucked Screech from Saved by the Bell.
It's like if one of the wildlings from Game of Thrones did stand up.
Yeah. I don't know about a wildlings, but maybe a White Walker. I saw a few people leave during his set.
Looks like, he looks like a wild.
I was one of Variety's Comics Tonight's watch. No.
Game of Thrones jokes, guys.
yeah.
I had a Game of Thrones tweet.
Yeah?
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
Oh,
It's
you
a
don't.
stupid goddamn show.
Oh, you don't watch
No, I'm
it?
kidding. I'm joking.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to get the nerds angry.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, you
I know, my
really
joke was
scared
that
me.
Lannisters always pay their debt.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't have student loans in King's Landing. No,
That's great.
I see what I like this set, and I'll tell you why. Punchlines you can add later on. He's right. There's no fucking punchlines. I didn't even know where you were going with shit.
Right.
I'll be straight up, but that doesn't matter because you're trying to be in the moment in the pocket, and you didn't run. You didn't bail out, and I could tell maybe you're more of a storyteller type, right? That's where you're going. So you write on stage, not off stage, correct? Yeah.
But it felt like slam poetry.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is what you got to do. He's right. There was no fucking punchlines. I didn't know what you were stopping at. You were just throwing out premises, but that's okay. How long have you been doing it? 2 years? A year?
Talking to the mic.
A year, roughly.
Okay, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to start trying. You've got you see your jokes in scenes, right?
Yes,
Not in words.
exactly. Like I always.
You're gonna have to record it, and you're gonna have to don't be lazy, okay?
Yes.
You're gonna have to listen to. First of all, what the fuck are you trying to say? Where you going with it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, you're gonna have to figure out where the joke. Like people remember, it's a story. People are listening. We're waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting. And you were just throwing out analogies and you know. But I could see you were trying to go somewhere. You know. Take the time, listen to it, and figure out and say to yourself, what's the main idea of this joke, and then get to it. Does that make any sense?
You did the same thing last week. That was the same advice last week, is where you really need to listen to your sets, record all your sets, and really write it down. Like, don't be afraid to write it down and be like, all right, every, say, 15 seconds, I need at least a up or a laugh or something like that. You just build it into your stories. But you need to really, I mean, if you could hit a story first, that's cool. But you need to really have the jokes to be a comic, or you're just, you know, like a poetry guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can relate to what you said. Like I always have the vision of, you know, like the story. Because I used to actually write sketches, and that's probably what was.
But remember though, you gotta learn it. You gotta put that writing in, man. You gotta figure out where you want to go.
Absolutely.
Are you a fan of stand-up? Do you love watching
absolutely.
stand-up?
No. I mean, I've been all my life, you know, since a child. Yeah.
Who's your favorite stand-ups?
Well, for me, my favorite.
Carrot Top.
Yeah. It has to be, you know, Louis C.K. All the redheads come in.
He's more a Carrot Bottom.
No, but no, it's Chappelle. I mean, has a tremendous influence on me.
Okay.
And, you know.
But watch those, like, and even like this might help, like, look at some of like his sets and like map out where the punches are, where the laughs are, and use that as like a diagram, because there should be even if you're not getting the laughs, opportunities for where they could occur, and they're just. I mean, he said there just weren't any tonight.
But yeah, if you like I said though, you know where you want to go. You just have to put the time in to get yourself there.
You never even turned into the black woman that you foreshadowed that we were about to see.
I know. I was waiting for a Kanye West to act out so badly.
Right. But fuck yeah. How long you been doing it?
Just a year.
Awesome. All in L.A.?
Yeah.
Cool.
How many times a week?
I try to go up every night, every single night.
Do you have any jokes about the way that you look?
I mean, just this.
He's like, what's wrong with how I look?
No.
Fuck is that supposed to mean?
I have a story about.
Sorry to let the cat out
And the
of the
voice
bag.
too. You kind of have like a black set, like. I know he does. I'm not.
Where are you from? You from the South?
He's like
Yeah,
Josh Martin.
I was born in Florida and then moved to New York when I was 19. So I grew up in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, where?
Broward County.
Yeah,
Me too.
I went
yeah.
to Plant. I went to
Western High
School.
School. Yeah.
Charles W. Flanagan High School. Yeah.
That's how old I am. They didn't have that fucking school.
Charles W. Flanagan.
Flanagan?
Who is that?
Where is that?
What did that guy do?
Fuck him.
Yeah, seriously.
You heard it on tape, people.
Charles W.
Fuck
Flanagan.
He used to book Boca Nuts. You know.
It's a restaurant. Yeah.
No, Flanagan jail on the beach.
Yeah.
How old are you, Sean?
21.
Wow, you're gonna be a monster one day if you keep it up. Do you do a lot of spots?
I try to go up every night. You know, even in the big three. You know, Improv and the Factory. Just going up everywhere every night.
Well, I'll tell you, these offshoot rooms in L.A. are sometimes better than the major clubs.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a whole different thing, man.
Why
You got to go somewhere where you could really fucking experiment.
Yeah.
You know.
And I was gonna ask, like, the thing about like what I was trying to create with the vision of this punchline was the whole Snickers commercial. I saw like what my tag was trying to like recreate.
All you were trying to say is that like when you're hungry, you turn into a Snickers, and you're trying to figure out who
the
you
lack
are.
of sleep deprivation was like what I'm trying to.
What was the Mel Gibson thing at the beginning?
Oh, I just
He was trying to tie it in.
Yeah, tag
Okay.
was getting out of character, like Mel Gibson on a good day.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry, I meant the Denzel thing. I thought you were trying to pull that in.
Yeah, I was
from
trying to
before.
pull that, and
He was
then
calling that
like,
back.
But the Mel Gibson thing.
You
Mel
can't do
Gibson.
much in a minute too, so it's like I was trying to do too much, but I felt comfortable.
Well, then try.
But
and
that
do
always
less.
seems like, I mean, the thing is, the show is established as a minute, and that can't be used as the crutch every time, I don't feel.
No,
That's
exactly.
we know what it is.
Exactly.
That everyone gets a minute.
Exactly.
And
I mean,
you work within the laws of that minute.
I've
and
mentioned this a few times.
Yeah.
It's much better to try to do 50 seconds seconds and stretch it out on stage than it is to rush a minute 30 and try to get as many jokes out, because then you're just talking fast and nothing's hitting and you lose your natural cadence. So it's always important for comedians
None of
to
my
know that,
sex has lasted more than a minute, and
you know,
I've had second dates a few times.
1 minute's 1 minute, but what's the difference between a new comedian who has 15 minutes doing 1 minute or a guy that has an hour that's putting together a Tonight Show set? You don't see somebody doing a 5-minute Tonight Show set and trying to put 8 minutes into that 5 minutes. Like, and then the chicken crossed the road, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then Denzel Washington, and then Mel Gibson.
It's that, and it's also
don't do that.
being recorded.
You just
it's
got to
like,
do the time that you're given in your voice. So
But you also don't. You can't get. I think an over 5-year comic. I couldn't do a fucking minute. There's no way.
What do you
I could
mean?
not do a minute. There's no way.
You have one joke that's at least a minute.
No,
or you
I
could take
don't.
one
I
and
couldn't do a
chop it
minute.
down.
It's
to a
like
minute.
going backwards. It's almost how like the USA basketball team lost to the pick and roll. You know what I mean? Like when you get so back to basics, it becomes more difficult once you're ahead further. Does that make any sense?
I mean, a lot of my material.
I mean, I could do it one joke.
I mean, the point isn't on the show that they're doing a set. It's not like a showcase.
Well,
thing.
no, I'm saying I'm on your side in a sense that a minute is more to him. Like he's trying to do more.
Yeah.
When if you have like a just that story was what? That wasn't even a minute, right?
It was yeah.
Yeah, it was a minute.
That was exactly a
Yeah,
minute?
you got off
4
right on the
seconds.
cat.
Do 45 seconds.
Exactly.
And then take your time.
Uh-huh.
You know?
It's so much better to take your time on this show, and it actually makes you sound different instead of just a speed talker. What was that sign, Josh? What does that mean?
Next.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Oh. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Get the fuck out.
Thank you so much, Sean K.
Thank you.
Adorable.
Thank you so much.
Adorable, voluminous hair.
It's almost 9:30.
Yeah, time flies on
Can you
the
edit
show.
this shit?
It's 9:32.
Time flies. We have 15 minutes left, and this is when we spend time with our 2 regulars. Since we started the show, we've had 2 girls that come on and do a new minute each week, always something different, a brand new minute each week that they work on. And sometimes it goes great, sometimes it goes good, and sometimes it's a train wreck. But it's always fun, and we love to watch them grow. They will be with us at Comic-Con and this Friday at the Joe Rogan Kill Tony at the Ice House. Put your hands together for your first regular. She dropped out of college at Florida, where you
Florida's
guys are
a theme
from.
tonight.
Yeah, the home of the Gators. She just had a few months left before her degree, and she said, I want to try stand-up comedy. So she came on Kill Tony, and she's been with us every week since. College dropout, Kill Tony regular. It's Kimberly Condon!
Was that music in honor of your accent from 20 minutes ago?
Guys, put your hands together for Kimberly Condon, everybody. Here we go.
Thank you. I think that if we aren't going to take the guns away from people, I think that maybe it's a good idea to start profiling the kind of people we sell to. Like, we should definitely be able to judge someone. I think that if you can't take a picture that's not creepy as fuck, you can't buy a gun. Have you seen the mugshots? You never look at the mugshots and you're like, that guy's dapper as fuck. He looks good. He looks nice. They never look nice. They never have eyelids. That's the whole thing. And I noticed that like a lot of the massacres, they're never women. So I think that's a big issue, is men. Hashtag yes all women. I mean, I think it's because we already see enough bloodshed. I think it's time to start making them bleed. I don't know where I'm going with this. Not just gonna.
There you go. You're safe. You did the minute. Yeah. These poor girls. Towards the end, they always panic because they want to do. It's great. You did it.
Very good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nailed it. I love it.
Driver's license photos, fucking money.
Yeah, totally.
So they always take a fucked up picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that they don't have
Oh, the
eyelids.
mugshot, yeah.
It's so
They
hilarious.
always have,
You ever
like,
see those
big,
fucking
like-
stripper eyes where they're like, hey, what's
I
your
wanted
name?
to say, do you agree that people in mugshots look like they're terrified? Because I wanted to be like, you're the monster. Why do you look? I feel like a lot of people
don't know if they look
so
Well, I've had a
scared.
few, and I mean, it just depends on
I know what you're saying
what
about
they're getting arrested for.
The no eyelid thing, that's funny, but
Yeah.
I mean, I had to go like, what? No eye? Oh, because their eyes are so big. So maybe like no eyelid, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like.
I think
so that-
dapper as fuck isn't the wording that you want to use.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I would use anything almost else other than that because it just you don't want people thinking like translating dapper as fuck. Like it's like you could go any way you want. You know, you don't ever look at the picture of those
Just
guys and
that
say,
guy's
"Oh, I wonder if
handsome."
he's single."
And
or
you can,
anything like
yeah,
that.
and you can go
That guy's-
somewhere
that guy's
too.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You want to give them the vision that you're trying to. You don't want them wondering if you are.
But you
saying
can go somewhere too with the fact that like we always say like we didn't expect that person to do it, and then it goes back to how creepy the photo is. Like because the photo that they use is always taken before the shooting,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, we didn't know it was going to be this guy, and he's
Really?
wearing like a
Like, whoa.
Pantera shirt, and yeah,
And he has those eyes. And
yeah.
no, I think
Yeah.
that's a great angle.
No, and you know what? Now that you say it, I think there might be something in that they look terrified. But I think you have to set it up by saying, and they don't have eyelids. Their eyes are so always wide open after you say no eyelids.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
tag
I-
it with that, and then you could say they always look like they're about to get shot.
They look like they just saw themselves or something. Like
Well, I see. I would stay away. I mean, look, I love generalizations. I think they're
Right.
great.
As an
Especially-
Italian, right?
No, I'm saying I do. It's when you speak in absolutes, then you have a fucking problem. But when
Yeah.
it's a generalization, generally, they're always fucking just those types. But when you start getting into mugshots in general,
Yeah.
most dudes that go to jail aren't fucked. They're not
Right.
they're not looking
Yeah, yeah.
wide-eyed and weird.
I was kind
They
of
look
talking
scary.
about like massacres because I have this whole thing on the NRA and like that I'm working on.
Well, I mean, and by the way, all these notes obviously take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of course.
You know, dapper you could sell if that's the word you want to use it. I like the fucking he's not hot. Like,
He's handsome.
Yeah, he's fucking handsome. That guy.
Right.
I love that scared, creepy, fucking Pantera shirt. I love it. I think it's great.
And the bloodshed, very very funny.
Or you can also
Yeah.
put something on women too, like, you know, most of these guys kill because of them, or there's always a murder. You know,
Well,
like
women
when
always have a reason. It's like they kill their own kids, or like they never just like go out and like fucking whole kindergarten
I think
class.
that's exactly where you go next.
Yeah, that's
I
where
think,
you go.
I think if it was a minute
Show
and a
the
half,
difference.
that's the next 30 seconds.
Yeah,
is
exactly. Show
Women
the
don't
difference.
do that. They do this. I mean, maybe next week you could even just
They kill
roll
their
right
own
into
kids,
that.
not other people's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
We're
kill other people's kids, you're an asshole. If you kill your own kids, you're just cleaning up after
That's so
yourself.
fucking funny. That is
that's
so
a good
fucking
angle.
funny. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a fucking
There you
joke
go.
of the
Let's
night.
go. Put that in your pocket.
Look, I had this
Take it.
idea. I thought it was going to work. I guess
Yeah.
it didn't. You know, you move on from these things.
Take that for sure, and
Yeah, that's a
roll
good-
it
that's
right
good.
into the whole thing.
Yeah.
So there you go. You
Thanks
killed
so much.
Kimberly Congdon.
Yeah.
Doing it.
I love it because every guy looked like a shooter, and then we got the victim's rebuttal at the end. That was really appropriate.
Follow her on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon. Again, these girls are with us at Comic-Con in July, Ice House on Friday, bobbity bob. Your next regular, always fun, always goofy, always takes a little something and turns it into something a little bit bigger and crazier. Very fun style. Put your hands together for Sarah Weinshank, everybody.
What's up? My mom's getting kooky. I was at my parents' house yesterday, and on the fridge were just tons of fortunes from fortune cookies all over the fridge with magnets. Said, Mom, what's going on here? You look mentally ill. Can't be just collecting these fortunes like this. It's weird. You're a smarter cookie than that, Mom. But it's weird because it's in Chinese food, these fortune cookies, right? They're in Chinese food. But there's a certain allure that the East has. Like if we put the fortune cookies or the fortunes at the bottom of a Happy Meal, people would be pissed off. They'd be like, where the fuck is my ketchup? What's this piece of paper? Where's my ranch? What's this piece of paper? I'm just sick of fortune cookies. I don't think they need to exist. I'm tired of that one guy who always yells in bed after everything. That's so over.
She brought out the bear. That's a rare treat.
Yeah.
Normally, the girls don't do that. They know better.
McDonald's employees would never put ranch in the Happy Meals. That's the thing that we're taught the first week.
I did get a sweet and sour sauce one time.
Yeah, well, we fucked up, and I'm sorry.
No, I love it. With the fries, it's strong.
The vibe that I get immediately from this is that the real story might be funnier. Is your mom really putting fortunes on the fridge?
Yeah.
And is she eating Chinese food? Is she ordering delivery? Is she getting it to go? Did she buy a box from Costco of fortune cookies just straight up and is just opening bags like, oh, where's the one that says I'm going to find my new husband?
Yeah.
Is she single or what?
No, she's married to my dad, but you know, they're comfortable, they're cute. But I was gonna say that I forgot. That's what happened. I was gonna say they don't have that. I don't know.
The smarter cookie joke was cute, like in a Garfield joke kind of way.
I was gonna say
even you couldn't get it out.
I couldn't get it out. I knew that it was so corny. But
I've never seen you do that.
I know.
I hate Mondays because of jokes like that.
I know. And like, I was gonna say that my dad said that.
I've seen you do 50 different minutes, and I've never seen you laugh at yourself like I can't fucking believe I just said that.
I couldn't believe it either. I was like on the fence, and I was like, ugh.
Let's get back to the real thing. So, did you ask your mom about the fortunes?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Because, you know, I don't know. Don't bother me.
How many fortunes are on the fridge, and how many magnets does it take to put
Well,
them
I was
up?
going to say what would be funny, because this kind of something similar, but just take it and run with it. The magnets have sayings on them, you know, and it's holding up a fortune, and they're contradicting each other.
Right.
Like, you ever see those,
totally.
Destiny, like those magnets, those inspirational magnets? And the only reason why I said that is because my wife had one up there and then put the fucking, this stupid-ass card we got. And it was just like I was reading the magnet to read the fucking card. But you could do it with the fortune. Like,
oh, yeah.
You understand what I mean? You ever see the magnets that give the advice?
All you have to do is open up a few for it to really
What if it's like you... Oh, sorry. Go.
For all you need to do is open up a few for it to get really contradictory. You know, you open up one where it's like, you know, tomorrow you will find your true love. And then in your third one will say, savor the flavor of loneliness for a while and find yourself. And it's like, wait, what?
And also, because now I'm just thinking of this. I mean, again, you don't have to use it, whatever, but the fortune says something. The magnet says something. And you have those stupid-ass fucking magnets that people make words with. You know what I mean? And there's all this shit going on in the refrigerator.
Meanwhile, your mom has more lucky numbers than anybody else in the world right now.
What if the whole thing is like as bad as it is that she has all those, at least she doesn't go up to random Chinese people and ask them for advice. You know, at least she takes it in cookie form, but she's not like, please tell me, am I going to die tomorrow? You know, like how much worse that would be.
Does your mom take advice in real life well or no?
No, she gives advice well.
But
maybe
I'm saying, yeah, maybe she's hacking the fortune cookie. or the fact that you can't tell her anything, she can only get advice out of a fucking cookie.
I'd ask your mom more questions about this. It seems
like
you're not very close.
Yeah.
Like the fortune...
Close.
But you don't care about this weird obsession that she's
got
putting...
a lot of weird things going on right now.
But why do the Chinese... why do people always think Chinese people are wise? Their society's a little
because
fucked
they
up
always
over
look old. That's why. They always look so old.
Or so young.
They're the only people that when you see them feeding ducks, you think they're also talking to them.
Yeah, like they're magical or something.
So young is actually one of my favorite Chinese people that I've ever met.
You make me feel... You make me feel so young.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I want to know more about the real thing and maybe how you're scared that you might end up turning into that, like that you would have that in your family would really concern me. If my mom started doing that, I would ask her many questions about what she thinks this is about. I mean, it seems like you didn't do that. You're just like, oh, don't bother you? Okay, cool.
Well,
just letting your mom go completely insane.
Yeah, now's the time to talk to her about a will.
I mean, the Happy Meal thing didn't work, and not just because of the technical inaccuracies, but because of the fact that it's like they still, like with Chinese food, they still give you the sauces and the napkins and everything. It's not like you don't.
Yeah, you get a toy in a Happy Meal. It's better than advice.
But
I agree with
Happy
Red
Meals are for children, you know, who are 5, and Chinese food is made by children who are 5. But
I agree with Red Band.
I
I
apologize.
think now's a
No.
great time to talk with your mom about her will. Find out if she'll leave you her fortune.
Can I make a quick observation, though?
That's funny.
That's great.
Exactly.
There
Sarah,
we
thank
go.
you so much.
you.
Sarah Weinshank. Follow her on Twitter at Princess Shank. That's Kiltony55. This is at the Mike Lawrence on
Are we
Twitter.
done? We're done?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Anything
gotta
you
wrap
guys
it up.
want to promote?
Do we call that one? That's how the cookie joke crumbles. I'm at the Mike Lawrence at the Mike Lawrence on Twitter and MikeLawrenceComedy.com. I'm going to be at a comic book convention in Miami, July
There's
3rd
Florida
through the
again.
6th.
Wow.
Yep.
It's crazy.
When is this airing?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks? Shit. I think I'm in Austin.
Awesome.
I'm in
Great
Austin.
town.
Austin,
Great town.
Texas.
Go to BretErnst.com, right?
Yeah, BRETERNST.
Cap City?
Cap City, yeah.
Fucking best. Yeah,
at
great
Josh
stuff.
Martin Comic, always helping us out. One of our favorite Patriots ever. At Pete EC on Twitter. Very, very great Twitter mind. Always funny jokes. Comic-Con in July.
July 23rd, July 24th, we're doing Kill Tony, followed by a Thunder Pussy. Then the following day, we're doing a comedy show. Because there's a lot of comics that are in town for Comic-Con that just want to do spots.
It's gonna
We've
be
had
awesome.
Jim Norton, Joe Rogan, Doug Benson in the past. Tickets are on sale right now at American Comedy Co. or DeathSquad.tv.
Thank you so much to the live audience. Thank you guys for coming out and always supporting. We'll see you guys next Monday. Kill Tony!